Well, another very interesting match here. Stan Moody, you see there, 19 years of age, but he's playing a 17-year-old in Lan Yuhao. So it's England versus China here. Lan Yuhao has caught the eye a few times this season, especially in Saudi Arabia, where he reached the last 48 of that very lucrative event. Stan Moody, well, we know a lot about already. Formerly, we first saw him actually in the shootout, and he has played in it for a few years now, but he's a real up-and-coming talent in the game. A lot of big things are expected of Stan. But this Lan Yuhao, as I mentioned, Elliot Slessor, he was 4-1 up on Slessor, and lost 5-4 in Saudi in the 48, having won 3 matches. So he is a good player. Yes, he won a bit of a scrappy game against Joel Connolly, but he's a better player than that, and he's in first.
Yeah, it was a good red that he knocked in, because the cue ball went into the pack. He could have left all sorts of pots on for Stan Moody. As it is, he did knock it in, but he didn't land on the colour, so had to play a safety. But Stan Moody, one of the best British prospects we've seen for quite a while. Great technique, good attitude, works hard at the sport, modest as well. All key attributes really in sport, I feel.
Yes, because he got on the tour. We'd seen him before that, but he won the WSF Junior Championship 2023, and he also got to the runner-up of the WSF Championship. In other words, the senior event. It's the same, if you like, festival of snooker. And that got him on tour, and he kept his 2-year card, which is not easy to do, you know. It's easy for players like that. I mean, Liam Pullen went off the tour after 2 years, his friend and rival, and got back on, but he stayed on, Stan Moody. So a lot is hoped for him, but you never quite know what's going to happen in this game. In the meantime, it's a good safety shot.
Yes, really good. He's used the yellow to block off the red near the side cushion, because if you do play a safety into bolt, you could cross double that red. He's got to hope he doesn't double kiss this, and he hasn't.
It looks like he can sneak that red past the black, or certainly believes he can.
Yes, confidently played. Cue ball's running around in and out of bulk. He's on the yellow, but he may be hampered by the brown. That red on the side cushion could be a problem as well. It might be in his way. It was, he's cannoned it, so he's certainly not nicely on his next red. In fact, I don't think he can see one to pot. Well, for Lan Yuhao, this black could be a problem. He's got to avoid cannon here. Oh, he did cannon it. Needs a bit of luck now.
Amazing how you know there's only one ball to avoid on the way back up, and you hit it full on. And of course the yellow in this case. It's funny, isn't it, because the shootout's meant to be very attacking, but actually you sometimes see more safety shots than you usually would. I think had that not been a shootout frame, he'd have gone for a red there.
I think you're dead right, Neil, yeah. The problem is with the shootout and the format that it's played under, you can't afford to miss pots. And you might see why right now.
Yeah, balls are flying around everywhere on that shot. Well, I don't know if it's finished that poorly, actually. I don't know. I was looking at all these options. The thin red to middle up the table, I think. So he did have a red after all. That cue ball is running a little loose again. It's looking to bail out already. Dangerous game, I think. In the end, Lan Yuhao, who's been launching at a few long pots, is likely to get one.
Right again, Neil. Do you know, it's exactly what I was thinking. If you have a go at 3 or 4 long ones, you're expected to get one of them. Well, he may be able to snick this black in. Hampered cueing actually sometimes helps you cut a ball thin. Oh, he has. Well played. Oh, he's landed perfectly. And in no time at all, Stan Moody's gone from being in a position of control to wondering whether he'll come back to the table.
Yes, and he hasn't really sort of fired a gun, if you know what I mean. All he's done is waited for a chance to come. And all of a sudden, well, he's not favourite here, clearly, because we don't know how many Lan Yuhao's going to make. But as I pointed out earlier, he's very capable. Stan would have known that, of course. But by the same token, you can't expect Stan Moody to take on shots that he doesn't fancy, and that must have been the case. So it's a difficult balance. That's a good shot positionally.
I think when I look at young players coming through, I always like to see them attack the balls, because that's just normal. You like that as a young boy. You have that sort of sense of bravado and, you know, youthful exuberism, I suppose. You like to take things on, but Stan's more of an all-round player, and for one so young, sometimes I don't like to see that.
30.
It's good stuff, though. He's taken these really well. I mean, he didn't, when he potted the first red, he had no real idea where the cue ball was going to finish. He had that awkward cueing black, which he got, and since then it's been a pretty good break, actually, just when he needed something. And that's also good. So he's playing some nice shots. As I say, he's not just someone that in the snooker game is a bit of an unknown, because he's already shown that he can play this season. His first year.
46.
Yeah, another Chinese player with a ramrod straight cue action. He's fairly undemonstrative as well, just strictly business.
Well, he was forcing it, and he's got a 42-point lead. It's got to have to be now if Stan Moody is going to make a comeback in this frame. He's going to have to do it here and now and try and avoid letting the cue ball run too loose. It doesn't seem long enough, but I suspect it is if he gets everything right.
That red on the side cushion, he'll need to avoid using the rest, which could eat up 10 or 15 seconds if he's not careful.
Certainly helps. He's the kind of player that could just point his cue and sort of just basically see ball, pot ball. So now all of a sudden he's made these so quickly. That's an example how these things can be done.
Seems so calm and in control, but time's running out, and these colours are dotted around all over the place. So the cue ball's going to have to run, Neil.
Well, it is running out, but he's done this in under a minute to get to this point. This is superb stuff from Stan Moody. It's a very late flurry. I think he's got enough time if he keeps potting balls.
Had a bad angle on the green. He's desperate to pot this brown, Neil, isn't he?
Needs brown and blue to put him in front anyway. Oh, what a shot that is. Fantastic. Now he can do it. Is it in? It certainly is, and this is incredible. Stan Moody, you have really achieved something here. There were 2 minutes left. He was a mile behind, and that is an absolutely sensational clearance. Lan Yuhao has done very little wrong. He's obviously disappointed. Stan Moody, take a bow. That was absolutely superb. And enjoy the moment. That was a fantastic clearance, Stan Moody. He's into the last 32.